Hi, if you're watching this video, you're most likely done with the foundation of your project and are now working on the decorative elements, which include pom-poms, embroidery, and pipe cleaner, mushrooms or tulips, and so forth. So this video is about pom-poms. But just to note before we start that the milk yarn we'll be using to make the pom-poms is the same yarn you can use to embroider flowers like this one, or sea stars in my case, since this is an underwater inspired coaster. So you can decide if you want to do one over the other or both. Actually, I think you have enough yarn to do both if you want to. But in this video, we will be making pom-poms. You can see here that I have two kinds of pom-poms. This one is more fluffy than this one, and this one has two colors, while this one has one. Actually, you can make this with more colors if you have the yarn for it. So you can decide what kind of pom-pom you want to make. I'll show you how to make both. Unfurl your milk yarn gently. I find that the milk yarn tends to be a bit more delicate than the other yarn we work with for our moss projects. And then look for the ends. So I like to untangle at least 50 centimeters of each yarn before I begin so that I'm not interrupted with knots while I'm working. I think for this tutorial, I'll be making a two-tone pom-pom, but if you want to make a single color pom-pom, that just means that you should work with only one color of yarn. Okay, so when you have your yarn sorted out, take the tails, or the tail if you're using one color, and your non-dominant hand. Drape the tails over the forefingers of your hand like this, and pinch it with your thumb like this. And then proceed to loosely wrap the yarn around your forefingers like that. I usually do about 20 rotations, but you can do more if you want a fluffier pom-pom. And it's important to loosely wrap it, because if it's too tight, then the strands could come out smaller, and therefore your pom-pom will be smaller as well. And also, it will make it more difficult to extract your fingers afterwards. So let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Oops, 20. Okay. So we're 20 now. And then you can just cut the ends like that. Okay, so at this point, you will extract your two middle fingers from this bundle like this. Yeah, so I think I wrapped mine too tightly. Therefore, I have a difficult time extracting my fingers now. Okay. There we go. And then, okay, so you see this is what it looks like at the moment. The next step is to cut a 15 centimeter length of yarn from the yarn you used, like this. It's just roughly 15 centimeters. So with the length of yarn that you just cut, we will now proceed to wrap the middle of this bundle tightly. If you have someone at home with you, you can ask them to do that, as this can be a bit difficult, but for demonstration's sake, I will show how one person can do it. Okay, so put the length of yarn under the bundle, like that. Or, you know, if you have a pom-pom maker at home, you can use that instead and skip this entirely. Okay. This is where I'm at now. Then we will knot that. And I will pinch one end with my thumb. Like that. Okay, so I've only done one knot so far. And then I'm going to do a tighter knot. Okay, so this is what it looks like after I've knotted the middle. At this point, you can then remove the bundle from your fingers, like that. Now you have something that looks like this. Okay, so don't worry about the ends. We'll deal with that later. So now we're going to cut the loops here and here. So that we'll end up with a bundle of lengths of yarn that will then make the foundation of our pom-poms. So I have a little trick for this step. You can take your glue stick, which comes with your kit, and then you can put it through like this. Don't worry about perfection now. We will trim the pom-poms later. So, okay, let's cut. Okay, careful not to pull too much. There's one more loop here. And then cut the other side as well. Don't worry about the ends yet. Okay, so after cutting the loops, oops, we missed one. Okay, so after cutting the loops, you'll have something that looks like this. Okay, so remember the strand that you used to tie them together? Don't trim this, because this is what you will use to secure the pom-pom onto your coaster. So before we secure the pom-pom to the canvas, we will be giving it a little trim. You can skip this step altogether if you already like how it looks. So first I'm going to give it a trim just so it's a little more even, and then I'm going to make it look fluffy. And I'll show you how to do that in a minute after I trim my pom-pom. The nice thing about these scissors is that it has a curved tip, so then it helps you with rounding the pom-pom, like so. Oopsie. Yeah, remember not to leave your coaster under your pom-pom when you trim it. Otherwise, you're going to have to end up shaking the threads out. Don't worry about cutting it too short, especially if it's your first time making pom-poms. They're quite forgiving. Okay, so this is what the pom-pom looks like now. I think I'll stop trimming here, and then I'll show you how to make it fluffy like this. But if you like how this looks and you don't want to make it fluffy, you can stop here. And in a minute, I'll show you how to attach it to your project. To make it fluffy, using your weaving needle or darning needle, depending on what you call it, take the point and then gently from the root to the end, undo or untangle the individual threads of your milk yarn. You can untangle every single yarn strand, or you can only do some of it, so for a more mixed look. And then once you're used to it, you can start doing it faster, but this milk yarn might pill a little bit if you do that. And be careful that you don't pull it out accidentally. That's happened to me a lot of times. But if it does happen, you can just pull it out completely and not worry about it. It's just one strand. To avoid pulling the yarn out completely from the bundle, I press in the middle and then I continue untangling the individual threads. It's fluffier than when we started. Sometimes I get impatient and then I squish the pom-pom on the table and then just quickly do it like this. But sometimes I accidentally pull a whole strand out, which is totally fine. But I find that doing this is faster. And I can't say making pom-poms is my favorite part of this process, really. So that's what I'm doing now. Just flatten it against the table and run the needle through it quickly. Okay, so for the purpose of this video, I will stop here. let's refluff this pom-pom. Before I attach it, I'm going to have a look if it needs another trim, since pulling on the threads like that with the needle can misalign some of them. So here, oopsie. Okay, so when you are happy with your pom-pom, you can decide where to place it. I think I will put mine here. Again, you don't have to follow your pattern. If you think somewhere else is better, you can put the pom-pom there instead. To attach the pom-pom, take the strand we used to tie the whole bundle together, and one at a time, put one of the strands through the needle, and then put that through the project, roughly where you want your pom-pom to be. Okay, maybe here. And pull that through, and then do the same for the other strand. And put that through, making sure that it's not in the same place as your first strand. Okay, so now it looks like that. And then you can just simply tie them together. I'm going to do a double knot. Okay, and then trim the ends. Like that. And fluff up your pom-pom. There you have it. Your pom-pom's already attached. So if you have more than one pom-pom in your project, or if you want to make more, then you can do so now. But if you're done, then congratulations, you're finished. In the next video, I'll be showing you how to embroider flowers or sea stars onto your project if you want to. See you in the next video. Bye!